In a world where we're talking about Connor Stallions, Michigan, cheating scandals, and all of that, Demarco Murray gets suspended for some, I'm going to say they're minor recruiting violations. But the NCAA here, they're really trying to flex their muscles. And if you're an Oklahoma football fan, all you can really do is laugh. Guys, let's talk about Demarco Murray getting suspended and look at the NCAA's decision on this and the infractions that were handed out. Before we do that, though, as always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. 70% of you guys that watch the videos are not subscribed, and we're trying to get to 13,000 by Friday. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Additionally, jump in the comments and let me know what you guys think about the one-game suspension for Demarco Murray. You heard me right. Demarco Murray is suspended for one game, and my gosh, what's Oklahoma going to do in the Temple game without Demarco Murray? I think that running game is going to hurt a little bit just between you and me. But looking at the NCAA's ruling, the release that they put out on Demarco Murray's infractions, it said the school and Murray and the enforcement staff agreed that the violations in the football program occurred when Demarco Murray impermissibly contacted 17 prospects over 16 months. Including 65 impermissible phone calls and 36 impermissible text messages. Well, here's my first thing when I read that. Demarco, you ain't recruiting hard enough. If it's only 65 phone calls and 36 text messages, I get 36 unread text messages a day. Like, when you look at my text messages in the bottom right corner, if you have an iPhone, you have that, and the green bubble. Mine will say like over 100 all the time. So to see only 36, I laugh at that. I really do. Demarco Murray, you got to recruit a little bit better. You got to make sure you call on these kids and text them a little bit more often. But it says Demarco Murray indicated that he was not aware that a COVID-19 waiver of recruiting contact rules had expired, which, man, that whole COVID-19 thing, whether it was recruiting or just daily life stuff, that was really weird to try to navigate. So the fact that the NCAA is trying to come down on something like this where it's like, oh, I didn't realize I needed a waiver. Come on, really? So anyways, during the investigation, the enforcement staff determined that the school had properly educated football coaches on the applicable recruiting rules and the timing of changes to them. I get it. I understand. You can educate them all you want. Sometimes I sit through things that are education or trainings. Guess what? In 6 months, you might forget it, right? You have so much going on as a head coach. Sometimes you forget things, and you forget things in your daily job. NCAA apparently doesn't believe humans can make errors. Now, this is what becomes interesting, because I guess the head coach has some responsibility here, but obviously Brent Venables was not the head coach at Oklahoma. So this is what the NCAA had to say about that. Head coaches are presumed responsible for the actions of their staff, and as a result, Venables violated head coach responsibility rules. Well, I kind of wonder how that happened, because Venables wasn't the head coach during this time, it appears. In this case, however, some of the violations occurred prior to the rule changes effective in January of 2023 that shifted head coach responsibility rules from a rebuttal presumption to automatic. Because Venables was not personally involved in the violations and demonstrated that he promoted an atmosphere of compliance and monitored his staff, Venables rebutted his presumed responsibility for some of their earlier violations. I agree that he should have done that. For the same reasons, the parties also agreed that a suspension penalty for the Venables was not appropriate. And this is where I want to get at. How is the NCAA trying to flex their muscles here like they were going to suspend Venables when he wasn't the head coach at the time? What is the NCAA doing? You are a you really are non-existent. Like, I just want you to know Oklahoma could put Demarco Murray out on the sidelines. Nobody would bat an eye. I don't feel like you would have any other teams in your conference complain about it like everybody was with Michigan and Ohio State, right? You wouldn't have anybody rebuttaling it at all or anything. The NCAA does not matter. The fact that you're trying to flex your muscles over minor recruiting violations like this, that really tells us your desperation of power and how little power you actually have. So what does this mean? Well, Oklahoma's going to be without Demarco Murray against Temple. And as I told you, man, that one's going to hurt. Listen, Oklahoma might just, I think I saw a tweet from Seth Oliveris a little bit ago. Oklahoma running backs might just go run for 300 plus yards on Friday. they ain't going to be messing around. Free Demarco Murray. That's what we're talking about today. Guys, if you have not already, make sure you guys join the discussion. Jump in the comments below. Give me your thoughts on Demarco Murray being suspended. Like I said, I think it's a little ridiculous. I think it's the NCAA trying to flex their muscles, but I want to hear from y'all. As always, make sure you guys hit that like and hit that subscribe button.